almost majority of us. So, good afternoon, everyone. Excuse me. Anay mo palit ya. So, good afternoon, everyone. Could you hear me? Hello, guys. Good afternoon. So, let's proceed with our discussions. So, now we proceed to the next topic. So, the last meeting we've discussed how to some introductions to differential equations and elimination of arbitrary constant in order for us to transform the differential equations uh, to a given general solution. Now, let's go now to our what we really intend to do. So, from a general solution, we go to a differential, from a differential equation to general solution. So, here there are videos, so same as this discussions. So, for you to review, which is specific. So, if in case there are times na ma-miss na to, so you could view it as many times as you want. So, yeah, let's proceed. The first topic that we'll be discussing is the first method to, ano no? The first method is to do variable separable. So, what is a variable separable? Okay. So, what is a variable separable? So, variable separable is a method for solving differential equation. It falls on the general equation of the first order, first degree differential equations. So I I assume you already know what is an order and what is a degree. So as what we discussed last or previous week. So in the variable separable, it follows the standard form having m of xy dx and n of xy dy, meaning it has combined or different variable for dx and different variables also for our dy. So a variable separable, the way you the way sorry the way to solve variable separable is to separate by just rearranging the given differential equation. So in this term, so meaning if you have your m, those combines x and y's, and also in your n, x and y's. In order for you to separate all variables, meaning you combine variables to its corresponding differential. So if it is dx, all the variables within it should contain x. While on the other side, if that is dy, it should only contain y. So doing that is just by simply dividing or multiplying. So which this is the result. So some of you maybe have a hard time understanding this because of this mga letters and symbols. So the result of it is a non-derivative relation of the given differential equation. So called general solution. So let's try an example number one. So for example, so let me open my whiteboard. Could you see my screen, everyone? Good. If there if there is a question, please ask question, huh? Please ask question. Since we will be having our first exam on Wednesday. So, ask mo daan ng question para hindi mo makuratan like Wednesday. So, let me write the question and let's try to solve it. Where's my point? Okay. So, I'll be using a block. So, example 1. So we have 3x times y squared minus 2 dx minus 4y times 3x squared plus 4, sorry, plus 4 dy equals 0. Okay, so let me, so 3x y squared dx minus 4y times 3x squared plus 4 dy equals 0. Okay, so let me, so okay, now, so from this given equation we need to solve for its corresponding general solution. What will we do? So in order for us to solve this one, we use variable separable. So to solve variable separable, you need to look on these terms, okay, for this part which is correspond to our m. So what does or what doesn't belong in this differential dx? Again, the rule is this dx should only contain variables that is also x. So what should not be here? Anyone? Anyone? What should not be here? Isa dapat ang wala anin. Anyone? Y squared only? Okay. So therefore, in order for us to eliminate this one, we need to divide it with itself, di ba? Y squared minus 2. So on the other side, which is our n, sorry, our n, this should only contain variables y since our differential are or is y. So what should be eliminated here? What should be eliminated? Does we eliminate 4y or we eliminate 3x plus 3x squared plus 4? Guys, so 3x squared plus 4. Okay. So now we do this simply by 3x times y squared minus 2. I'm just copying it over y squared minus 2 times 3x squared plus 4 minus 4y times 3x squared plus 4 dy over same y squared minus 2 times 3x squared plus 4 equals 0. Obviously, 0 divided by this is still 0. So from there, we could cancel this one, right? And this one. What remains is 3x dx over uh, 3x squared plus 4 minus 4y dy over y squared minus 2 equals 0. Now, since they are already separated, we could now apply integral. Since, diba, in integral, you could only integrate if there's no other variables within it except for the given the same differential. So, now we could now integrate. Question, what is the integral of this? Now we need to review your integral. So let's try to test. What is the integral of this? Or what will be the process that we will be using? So in this case, we could let a u, which is this denominator. So we have 3x squared plus 4. So your du will be, what is your derivative of 3x squared plus 4? What is the derivative of 3x squared plus 4? Anyone? So the since no one could answer, so the derivative of this is obviously 2 times 3, that is 6x, derivative of a constant that is a 0. So therefore that is dx. So in order for you to make it more easier, instead of having directly, 'di ba? So in your integral in your subject, you have ano man, you have to balance, you multiply it with 2, 1 half, etc. In this case, so that you will naman ubang students that they will just predict what will be the multiplier. So this is the most easiest one. So just transpose this one. So therefore you have your du over 6x. So in the other side, you could use v or any variable. So let's just say another u. So you have y squared minus 2 du is equals to 2y dy. And your dy is equivalent to du over 2y. Now, in this case, we transform this one. Sir, why do we use this one? Because if you know already the integral of this, then we could go directly integrate it. But since we don't know, we substitute values. So from here, we could transform this one. 3x have no equivalent. What is our dx? That is your du over 6x over, what is this? That is our u. So this is our u. Now, minus 4y, what is our dy? That is du over 2y over, that is still u equals 0, integral of that. So from here, we could simplify this further. So we have 1 half. So we could move or just do step by step. 1 half du over u. So integral of all of it, okay, minus integral of 2 du over u equals integral of 0. In this case, so we have, sa man. So we can move this one, the 1 half, outside the integral. So you have du over u minus 2 du over u equals integral of 0. So in this case, the reason why we have the u and du is for us to come up with this identity. What is this identity? And the integral of du over u is equivalent to what? Recall your integral. What is integral of du over u? Anyone, guys? Wala? Anyone? Anyone could answer? If no, so please recall your your integral calculus because you will really need it. Okay? So while I'm solving this, I'll be recalling while many of those identities should be discussed in your integral. And I'm sure it is also discussed, nalimot lang mo. So the integral of du, this is an identity. This is an identity. So the integral of du over u is ln of u plus c. So this is the identity. So please remember that one. So from there, since we have du over u, we could now we could now integrate that one. So we have 1 half integral of du over u, that is 1 half ln of u. So minus integral of du over u, that's still 2 ln of u equals. And what is the integral of 0? Okay, kinina lang. What is the integral of 0? Anyone? In your advanced no, in your calculus, does your teacher taught you what is the integral of 0? Guys, why you're so hilom? Eh? You It's like we are in the it's like we are on C. That is C. Very good. So C. In this case, we have actually in differential equation, we have many possible solution. So this is one possible solution. So in this case, what is this one? So from here, you have what is the u for this part? That is 3x squared plus 4. So therefore, you have 1 half ln times 3x squared plus 4 minus 2 ln. For the other one, y squared minus 2 equals C. Recall. So we will recall as many as we want na mga theory. So here we recall integral calculus. Now you recall your algebra. Okay. What is this? How will you solve for this? How will you simplify this one? So remember, like this. If you have a constant multiplied on your log ln or natural logarithmic, so what will it transform will be like this. It will transform to this 3x squared plus 4. That multiplier becomes its exponent. So 1 half minus ln y squared minus 2 raised to the power of 2 equals c. So your multiplier here will be the exponent. Okay, so please remember that one. So after that, another recall. What will you do if 2ln is subtracted? Eh? If it is subtracted, what will you do? You will do like this. Well, nakalimot na mo, no? So here we have ln. If that is if that is subtract, therefore you will divide. Okay? So this is C. So what will happen is here, the one that is positive will be the numerator, and the one that is negative will be the denominator. Okay. With that, that is the first solution. This one is our general solution. Now, so since wala may question, so I will proceed. So wala may question with another solution. There could be another solution. And what is this solution? So what is this solution? So this solution involves f in our arbitrary constancy. So in arbitrary constancy, so 'di ba, it says like this. It started with this, which is 1/2 integral of du over u minus 2 integral of du over u equals integral of 0. From here, we know that the integral will be 1/2 ln 3x squared plus 4 minus 2 ln y squared minus 2. But since both, so another solution could be that if both are ln, okay, so your logarithmic could adjust and become also an lnc. Pwede ra na siya, okay? So, sir, will their answer be the same? The power may not be the same, but when you substitute the values for that constant, the answer will always be the same. Okay, so that's why each one of you could have many solutions. So in this case, you have ln 3x squared plus 4 minus raised to the power of 1/2 ln y squared minus 2 raised to the power of 2 equals ln c. We know that this becomes ln 3x squared plus 4 raised to the power of 1/2 over y squared minus 2 raised to the power of 2 equals ln c. Now, another recall of your natural logarithm. When you transfer an ln to the other side, it's not like this, ln c over ln. That is wrong, okay? It should be like this. ln, it should be 3x squared plus 4 raised to the power of 1/2 over y squared minus 2 raised to the power of 2 equals your ln when transposed to the other side becomes exponential. If you could look at your calculator, ln and exponential is one button. So your calculator have relationship. So dili na siya, it's not just put there because they don't have space, but they have relationship. So e raised to the power of ln c, it becomes, and the one that's on the right side becomes the exponent of this exponential function. Okay? So now, question, what is e raised to the power ln c? When you have this one, e raised to the power of ln c is equivalent to 1. Let's say you have e raised to the power of ln 2. So what is the answer? Could you have your calculator? Do you have calculator? So for us not to be long, you try to watch this again and try to use your calculator. The answer will be 2. If we have a raised to the power of ln 40, the answer is still 40. If we have e raised to the power of ln 1 million dot dot dot, your answer is 1 million dot 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 put. Okay? So therefore, e raised to the power of ln cancel it out. So this one, although the answer could still be the same, but this is totally different. Okay? So that is not the same. Okay? So this one is not the same. This is wrong. This is correct. So the answer will be 3. Okay? Your 3x squared plus 4 raised to the power of 1 half over y squared minus 2 raised to the power of 2 equals c. So you could have an answer like this. So, sir, do we have another way of solving it? So we could have as many solution as you need. So as many as you want, we could solve it. Okay? So you could have it, for example, di ba? If you could see the power, there is a there is a fraction. So in this case, so what if you don't want a fraction? So the answer will be the same. The answer, your equation will be different, but when you use that to an application, then that will be the same. So, sir, when how do we know that our answer is correct? So the more you solve, the more you will know. Your heart will tell you that it's correct. That's why, it, for me, it is hard to check your paper directly. So that's why I always wish that most of my student copy so that I'll just grade one person. Okay, just group it. Okay, but again, if you always copy, then you will fail. Okay, because in the final exam, especially major exam, I'm too strict that you can maybe you have a set A until your last name. Okay, so you expect that each of you may or may not have the same paper. So you need to solve. Okay. So now another solution, what if you have 1 half from here? Okay, from here. So ln 3x squared plus 4 minus 2 ln y squared minus 2 equals, what if, di ba? C. C lang ang gibutang nato, not L and C. What if it's like that? And then we want to do algebra. We want to simplify it, and we don't want to see a fraction. We could multiply a 2. Still, it doesn't break the law of mathematics since you multiply this side and this side with 2. So if you just multiply one side, then that is wrong. Okay? When you multiply 2 to the other side, you also multiply on this opposite side. Okay. So from there, you have 2 times 1 half, obviously it becomes 1. So what's left is ln 3x squared plus 4 minus, oh, nanay ka po eh. So 2 times 2 it becomes 4 ln, sorry, 4 ln y squared minus 2 equals 2c. So from there, you could do again the same process, 3x squared plus 4 minus ln y squared minus 2 raised to the power of 4 equals 2c. From here, you have ln of 3x squared 3x squared plus 4 over y squared minus 2 raised to the power of 4 equals to c. So, if there's no question, sige lang kog proceed ha. So, I assume that you understand. So, that's why I'm just asking you question. If not, magsige ra kog solve. Okay. I'll continue solving. So, from here, what we have is we could have let, not yet. You could have, actually, I could accept this answer. Most of the foreign book don't have a 2c but only a c. So you could have let c sub 1 equals 2c. Therefore, you have ln of 3x squared plus 4 over y squared minus 2 raised to the power 4 equals c sub 1. So this one could be accepted. Another solution, I could make as many solutions as the number of students here. Okay? So these are the possible scenarios that you have. So, or you could have another one when you transpose it to the other side. So you have 3x squared plus 4 over y squared minus 2 raised to the power 4 equals e raised to the power of c sub 1. And e raised to the power of c sub 1 would still be, so you could transform that one if you use the foreign books. You have c sub 2 e raised to the power of c sub 1 equals, pwede nyo ma-equate na siya as long as there is no variable within this constant. So therefore, you could have an answer of 3x squared plus 4 over y squared minus 2 raised to the power of 4 equals c sub 2. So you could have this one, you could have this one, or you could have this one. Okay, pila na na. So do you want more? I could give you more. So again, if you don't want 2, so you could use 4. Then this becomes 2. So this becomes 2 ln of that, and this one becomes 8. So what's different there is the power will change and also the arbitrary constant. If you could see the arbitrary constant is continuing to change or adjusting depending on the changes that happen on the other side. So in the other side also, nag-change po siya since the ln here is present. So therefore, na-eliminate siya. So here, the power is same. This one is the same. Okay? So, but what if your solution involves a different value? What if in algebra this is allowed? If you have 4, 6, 8, 10, so it's possible, di ba? Pwede na siya. So, imagination lang ang limit, di ba? So, you can have as many solutions as you want. So, question for this problem. So, you could have as many solutions as you have. And as you can see, that is all correct. So, you will know that one that will correct when we apply it already sa atong mga application later on. Okay? That's why, kabantay mo sa mga other mathematics, they have other possible different, may mga different equations. But it could result with the same answer. So, this is a great example. So, you can have as many equations as you want, but the result will still be the same. Okay? Especially if you have a particular solution. Okay? So, no question? Hmm. Ibaya. Saman. Kadalasan. Okay. 8? Asa may 8? Asa ni? Kini 1. Ano 1? Oh, gidelete na nato 1. 2 times 2, that is 4. That is 4. 2 times 2, that is 4. Kung 4 pa ni siya, mahimo siyang 8. Oh. Oh. So again, if instead of 2, 4 ang gibutang ni Manny, ma-8 ni siya. Kini mahimo ni siyang 2. So dili na siya may kung 1. Another question. Okay? So again, if naglibog pa mo, so the beauty of our discussion is that it is all recorded. So makatuon mo. So naka video daan na ga-discuss ko napog i-send po din ako later on kining ato ang gi-discuss karon. So again, every time I solve, it could have different approach, okay? So but again, I'm sure of it. For how many years I've solved this one, so I'm sure of my answers. So let's check. So if you could see, so we have this one, this answer. This is sub 2 lang nato. So same lang nga, c squared. So yan na. Since 1/2, okay. So napagaling tayo sa solution. What if kung nawala nato na apel? Kini, what if GLN nato lang siya C. So another solution na po, you could arrive like this. So if ang ano niya ln C tapos i-multiplyan pa dyan siya 2, then you will result as this one. So inganing result ninyo ang C mahimong squared. Okay? So you could have that one. So or you could have, yeah, if you have a general solution, a particular solution, you have this result. That's F. Okay? So wala may specific na. This is just assumption naman. So another solution, so ano siya? Kanang 4 o 1 ang power. So we have that one, which is, okay, so money siya. Money, money siya. Kadto. So this solution, money siyang naaani. So another one is, another example is, what if we have a trigonometric functions. So natay sine and cosine. So what if we have sine and cosine? So what will we do? So in this case, so I'll just follow this one na lang para ano, since limited na atong time. So sine and cosine. So the same process, you need to eliminate what's not supposed to be in this term and on the other side. So since this is dx, so x lang dapat ang will retain. On the other side, since the differential is y, the trigonometric should be only y. All the variables should only be y. So in this case, we need to divide both sides with sine to eliminate sine y to eliminate this one, and cosine x to eliminate the cosine x on the other term. From there, you divide, so it will look like this. Obviously, 0 divided by this will still be 0. So sine and sine will be eliminated. Cosine cosine will be eliminated. So what's remain is this one. Since all are x and all are y's, we can now do the integration. So after that, ang process na jud literally ani is you separate all the x and all the y. When you successfully eliminated or successfully separated those variables, then you could now integrate. Because integral calculus, you cannot integrate if there's other variable present on your differential. So if that is dx, dx lang jud. If that is dy, it's only dy. Okay? So the same. So since my target here is I use ln gapon, so I could use lnu, since I'm sure that my integral derivative of cosine will turn to be sine, and my sine turns to be cosine. So identity of this one you need to recall. So here, did I put the identity? Oops, sorry. Happened. Okay. Sure ko ganus bleed na mo ba? No. Nonsense ni. So again, this topic is the most easiest topic among all topics in differential equation. Okay? Because this topic will always be used until you end this subject. Okay? Because all of your solution will end up at variable separable. Okay? So practice this one. So all solution will end up at variable separable. If you have questions later on when you review, please do inform me, screenshot some questions. So don't just chat me questions, okay? Just screenshot some question, your solution, and ask me question. So from there, there is an identity. I think I put it here. Where's the identity? Okay, wala. Okay. So I think I've discussed this one last meeting. The integral of So hopefully you could still remember. So let me delete this one. Oh my god. Hangap akong Sorry. So now let's na lang. So remember that the integral derivative of sine is cosine, and the derivative of cosine is negative sine. So in this case, your u is cosine. So when derive that one, it becomes negative sine. For the sine, it becomes cosine. So still, so that we could have known, para hindi na tayo mag-balance, automatic na siyang balance. So I get this variable so that I could substitute it here. So after that, transpose it and you will have this result. Then substitute it, your sine x, your dx is du over negative sine x, then your cosine x is your u, di ba? Pwede rin na u. Okay. This one, cosine, then your du, or dy, sorry, dy is du over cosine y. And the down is your u. So I forgot to put it na lang. Then after that, you have cancel your sine. The negative will be going outside. So you have du over u since your cosine is u. And in this case, cancel ang cosine y. Then du over your sine y is u. Du over u equals integral of 0. So this is still the same process as the other one. So after that, you just substitute what is the value of u for these two terms. So you have cosine x and sine y. After that, you follow the logarithmic. You follow remember, the one that is positive with regards to the who is the first one or the second one written, as long as the positive, as long as it is positive, it will always be the numerator, and this one will be the denominator. After that, when you transpose it, ln going to the other ln, e raised to the power of ln becomes 1. Then we have sine y over cosine x is equals to c. So just if you want to make it one line, so you could do it like this. This is your general solution. But if you know the identity, so from here pa lang, you don't need to oh my god. So from there pa lang, from this part pa lang na na-separate mo siya, if you know the identity, so let's recall the identity in trigonometry that sine over cosine is equivalent to tangent. And cosine over sine is equivalent to cotangent. Okay? So from there, the identity becomes tangent, integral tangent x dx, integral cotangent y dy equals integral of 0. So in your integral calculus, tangent x is equivalent to, so integral number 14 and 15 in the Peterson's book. So I'm sure this is discussed. I'm very very sure and 100% sure na i-discuss jud ni siya inyohang integral calculus. That the integral of tangent u is equivalent to ln secant u plus c. And the integral of cotangent u is equivalent to ln sin u plus c. So from there, if that's why if you memorize the identity, then that is much easier. So integral of tangent 2, that is ln second. Okay. Integral of cotangent, that is ln sine. Integral of 0, that is c. So you could have c or ln c. So since both are ln, so I just use ln also for my arbitrary constancy. So from there, since they are both positive, you need to multiply and not divide. If that is reverse, kung dili pa siya negative, kung di pa siya positive, then that is negative, so divide. So since both of them are positive, so you multiply. After that, you transpose the ln, it becomes e raised to the power of ln, becomes 1, so you have this answer. So recall that here, second is equivalent to second is equivalent to 1 over cosine. Ha? Second is equivalent to 1 over cosine x, or 1 over cosine x is equivalent to second x. So that is still identity in trigonometry. Oh, I think also in geometry. So here, if that is equivalent, then we could transform our second x to 1 over cosine x. So it becomes sine y over cosine x equals c. So if you could see, the answer sine y equals c cosine x is still the same with regards to what we use. Sorry, again, my pen is working on its own. Okay, so now we could say that if you know the identity, it becomes easier. The solutions becomes lesser. But if you don't know the solution, then you could do it in a longer step. So inanay until you get to the answer. Okay? So question question before we end our class, I'm sure ganosebleed mo. So I expected you to watch the videos that I be sending you tonight. Okay? So then if you have a question, please inform me the question. Okay? So I assume no question. So I assume nasabtan. Nasabtan, ganosebleed. Ha? Nosebleed? Tayo. Okay. So I have videos. Okay. I have videos. So please repeat it. Then try to solve. Again, try to solve using pen if you have questions. Actually, guys, I know what's the reason nga nag-nosebleed mo. It's not actually the differential equation. The differential equation is just from here. It's not actually you the one that na nakapa-nosebleed ninyo, guys, is not the differential equation. But your other mathematics is my pen is working on its own again. The problem is not my subject, because my subject actually is just simple as this. Okay? Separate the variables, combine all the same variables, and that is differential equation. That's the first method, variable separable. The the integration is not actually in my subject, it's that previous subject. That's the reason why this subject needs to have those knowledge in your previous subject. If you could see here, especially in the problem number one. Problem number one. So, di ba, gi-separate na to. Variable separable is just, oh my God, may, nga naman, okay. Sorry ha. Ang pen nako is magbuot-buot og iya ha. So, if you could see, first method in solving differential equation is using variable separable for first order, first degree differential equation. What you need to do is simply combine all x, combine all y. If you already combine it, integrate it. So that is variable separable. After that, you integrate it. Other math usually one answer. Differential equation is more like one problem infinite because again, differential equation is the mathematics that will create all equations that is used for all those previous subjects. Mauna si differential equations. Okay? So, here, what could I suggest for you is to review your differential calculus, integral calculus, review some identities in your algebra, logarithmic, exponential, uh, the basic transpose and a basic mathematics transpose going to the other side, going to the going out of the equal sign. So mao na siya. Uh yeah, I think that's what you really need. So refresh. I'm sure those knowledge are already in your mind, okay? So naana sa inyong mind. It just yeah. So this subject really needs you to review all of that, especially when we do the geometric applications. So you need to review your geometry again. Okay. So if you could see, I'll mention mathematics that is used to solve number one. So first part from here until here. So from the problem until here, that is differential equation. From here, so this one to get the equivalent that is differential calculus. From here, going, going here. Okay? Going here. So that is integral calculus. Simplifying it is your algebra. Okay? Going down, that is your algebra topic. Okay. So question number two, from this line until this line, that is differential equation. After that, that is integral calculus, identity for the trigonometry, and algebra. So if you could see, differential calculus is a way to separate only. Okay? Differential calculus is actually separating those so that you could create equations. Okay? So, inga na siya. Mao na naman tignan ako mostly pag masud na sa ako. So, na-discuss sila pero makalimot sila unsaon pag-apply. So, unsaon galito siya, sir. So, they forget how to apply. Okay? So, again, please review, and review. Like this, identities. I need to review these identities. Okay? So, the reason why every examples that it give you, there's a need for the recall, because if I give examples and then it doesn't need to recall, what happens is that you will just be complacent. Okay, the subject is easy, and then the exam is differently. So it's like that. So I'm already showing you the infinite possible problems that you could be facing on our exam. Okay? So, mo na siya. So basically, ang steps nato na exam, on Wednesday we'll have quiz. Okay? We'll have performance evaluation, face-to-face exam. Okay? So I expected everyone to be present. So for the face-to-face exam. Okay? As much as possible, don't miss it because it will be very very big loss if ano. And please study. Kay again, passing is 75%. So if my exam is 100 total of points, you need to get 75. Meaning you only get to have 25 mistakes. And that is solution exam. Okay? So 25 lang pwede nimong maano. And the 75 is equivalent to 3.0. So it's again, that's the reason why, even though siguro natinga mo sa ubang mga classmate ninyo, even though nag-submit sila og mga papel sa all requirements nila are already submitted and they still fail, especially for physics, you thought that you pass. But again, for us like need na teachers in mathematics, that have this mga different experiments in physics, sir, differential calculus me and differential equations and fluid. So it's not enough that you submit all or take exam. It doesn't mean that you will have enough to get the subject pass. So mo nang gikinahanglan jud nato o tingkayon na tanan. As early as possible you need to review. Okay? Because in the board exam you don't review. You don't study in the board exam, you just review. Okay? So karon pa lang while you studying o tingkayon na nato na tanan. Okay? So good luck on Wednesday. Okay? So good luck on Wednesday. Any more questions before I end the class? Because we already exceed 12 minutes. I still have one subject left. So no more questions? Sir Nosebleed. You can chat me anytime, okay? So don't be shy, you can chat me anytime. Sir, in this solution, how could we solve this one? Or if you find problems on the internet, especially kung naa na solution, labing maayo. Kung naa sila answer daan, labing maayo, then try to solve it. Daghan kayo sa internet, daghan sa mga books na gihatag nako sa internet, pangita mo. Then, sir, giun sa man nila. Even I have student right now take reviewing for the board exam and sir, this problem, the only person I will recall this problem is you because this is the part of the solution. Okay, sir, I forgot it na sir. So, recall. Okay, this is how you do it. So, ingana. So, you could ask me anytime, but on exam, it's all on you. Okay? So, if no more questions, I need to say goodbye to everyone. I still have class. Okay? Bye-bye. Sige, good luck ha. Wednesday ha, exam ha. Wednesday, exam ta. Wednesday. Sige, sige. Sige, exam ta Wednesday. Kaya hapit na, prelim daw. So, sige. Tanawa ang video so that you will be guided. Nag-record man ko.